Anthony Shows, S-H-O-W-S.
All right, Mr. Shows, and who are you with?
I'm with Hopeforce International, our disaster relief organization out of Brentwood.
So you're nearby?
Yeah, we're Brentwood, just south of Nashville there, but we live, my wife and I, we actually serve with them as reservists. We live about 20 minutes south of Waverly here.
What's it like doing a disaster this close to home?
It's kind of surreal. I mean, we were just in town, my wife and I, we were at the Walmart buying some groceries and drove through town. Everything was fine on Friday, and then we came through and we're seeing all this destruction here just the next day and day after. It's heartbreaking. It's hard to see your community. We just moved here, but you can tell Waverly's a very tight-knit community. When we first moved here, everybody knew that we weren't from around here, and then once they get to know you, they welcome you in, and everybody knows everybody here. Everybody's got a family member and friend. And when a disaster like that strikes here, it's pretty easy to find people that need help because they can tell you, I know this person, or my mother's here, my aunt's there, or whatever it may be. It's not hard to find people to help around here because people are looking out for each other. So,
and there's a lot of them to help.
Yeah, it's unreal. I mean, what we're seeing here, I've done flood deployments before for Hopeforce, and I've seen flooding where it usually just comes in gradually, and you can kind of see the water rising up to a certain level in a home. And this one's different because it seems like a rushing river just came through here. It basically flooded out the Trace Creek. It was just a pretty tame creek that goes through town here, and as it flooded, it turned into a river because it got backed up and turned into like rapids coming through this area right here. It's pretty bad. Very much. It almost feels more like a hurricane/tornado response with the way things are thrown around. And you can see that the water came through here and everything is just kind of clinging to the trees, and everything is going that direction because it just looks like either hurricane force winds came through here, but in this case it was actually water. It's just unbelievable.
Sadie, V as in Victor, Aughn.
And your dad's name?
Kenny Miller.
Kenny Miller?
Yes.
Okay.
Time I get from up there to over here, I almost couldn't make it. Washed 3 cars away, but there was 2 of them. Which it washed them on down there and brought him back. But I held on that bush right there because it swept me into that. And then it swept me over into that tree. Stuff hit me and it over my head, about 7 foot deep right here. And I finally got, somehow or another, I got back to the window and got back to Herman.
Well, if that house is floating and it's on top of ours, is our house moving too?
That scared me to death. I had her and Rachel. It scared me to death. I didn't know what to do.
Because at that moment we were debating going into the attic. And then we saw that house. And we were just...
And then we saw the house next door like this one here that floated probably 30, 40 feet back that way, come off its foundation. That scared the fire out of me because I didn't know how I was going to take care of her.
The scariest thing was calling 911 and being put on hold or getting hung up on, because I don't know how many times we called and I was in Dixon, like on them, and tried to get transferred to Waverly, and you couldn't hear anything. Like it was static, and I'm like, I went to power sitting outside, and we're in the water, we're floating in the water, and we need somebody here, and they're like, we'll put you on the list.
Lightning, thunder, big lines falling, yeah, it was wild.
Grateful it wasn't, because I have family, well, not family, I consider the family friends that are missing, and they've been missing since the flood, and just like that could have been me. I could be the one that nobody can find at the moment. I could have been the one swept under the water and not here anymore.
We're very fortunate compared to a lot of people. We got a good family that's come in there and helped us out a lot, and all of our people's alive. You know, we know where they're at.
The only reason we didn't get out is he was helping people. We were waiting on him to tell us what to do.
And the water come up so fast.
Yeah, by the time he got back, it was
I wasn't gone 5 minutes.
We couldn't open the door anymore. They let him in. He had to climb in through the window. So we went out this way, and we were floating kind of like in the middle of the yard where all that trash is. So we were floating there. I was trying to go that way. We were just going in circles because the current there wasn't current right there in the middle, but there's current like all around us trying to take us every which direction. We thought our home was safe. We thought we could stay in here, and it definitely was not. And that's what I was scared of when that house came here. I'm like, that's more weight onto this house, but some of our friends and family think that's what helped save our house, is it was like a blocker to the water type sort of thing, and it's what kept us here. When we were right here trying to figure our way out of our house, we could hear our neighbors, the ones that floated a couple of feet away or yards or whatever, screaming for help. It was an old lady, like 80s, 90s, and we could just hear them screaming for help. I had no clue where it was coming from.